There's a reality no one talks about. Not your friends. Not social media. Not the success stories you scroll through at night. The truth is, most people secretly believe they're behind in life. Behind in their career. Behind in their relationships. Behind financially. Behind physically. Behind emotionally. And the worst part? They think it's too late. Too late to change careers. Too late to fix their health. Too late to rebuild after failure. Too late to become who they were meant to be. But here's what nobody tells you. Feeling behind is not proof that you failed. Hitting rock bottom is not proof that you're finished. Losing motivation is not proof that you're incapable. It's proof that you're human. In this video, we're going to talk about comparison, the silent trap that steals your peace. We're going to talk about rock bottom, and why it might actually be the foundation of your next chapter. We're going to talk about small, quiet decisions that change everything. And we're going to talk about rebuilding your body and your life, without extremes, without hype, without pretending you're 20 years old again. Just real growth. Slow. Honest. Sustainable. If you've ever felt like you missed your moment. If you've ever looked around and thought everyone else figured it out except you. Stay with me. Because nobody says this out loud. But it's not too late. It never was. Have you ever stopped to think about how many times a day you compare your inside to someone else's outside? I used to do it all the time. With friends. At work. With family. Even surrounded by strangers. I compared my relationship to everyone else's, wondering if they were happier than we were. I questioned whether they felt fear, doubt, or pain the way we did. I looked at the polished highlights on social media and thought, how do these couples look so perfect? Rarely did I stop to consider what might be happening behind closed doors. The truth is, success has to start within you. What would happen if we stopped putting people on pedestals? If we stopped assuming others are better or worse and simply recognized that we're all on the same journey? We are all equal, and all completely unique, at the exact same time. Even when I'm not consciously tearing myself down, there's still a part of me that insists on believing I'm not as good as someone else. And I will keep feeding that unworthy fire for as long as I keep comparing myself. What is comparison really doing for you? Is it feeding a distorted belief that you're not enough? Instead of looking up and outward, try looking inward. You are already enough. The reality is, there is nothing out there that can fill the empty space inside you. Believe me, I tried. Relationships. Money. Career success. Other people's approval. None of it works. True self-love begins and ends internally. External achievements are just beautiful byproducts of the inner work we do. So stop searching outside. Stop comparing. If there's one thing I learned, it's this: everyone has secrets. Everyone carries pain. Everyone compares themselves to others. Some more than others, but all of us do. It's part of the human condition. And it doesn't have to stay that way. Comparison usually begins as an involuntary observation, a neutral experience where you simply notice a difference between yourself and someone else. It's instinctive. You don't have much control over that part. But then your mind steps in and makes a judgment. You decide that one thing you're observing is negative and the other is positive. And that's when the trap closes. You get stuck because the moment you believe you should be different than you are, or should be further ahead in life, you shut down your ability to see your authentic self and how far you've already come. And when you lose sight of that, you interrupt your own growth. Shoulds are illusions. Mental constructions. Imaginary rules that shame us and pull us away from who we truly are. When you buy into a should, you do one of two things: you either try to turn yourself into something you're not, or you do nothing at all. You become stagnant, hiding under a blanket of shame. Either way, you suffer. Comparison is at the root of so much of our discomfort, distraction, and dissatisfaction. It pulls us out of the present moment and throws us into our heads. Worrying about what others are doing, what they might think of us, how we wish life looked instead. It leaves us feeling lacking, like we're missing something, perpetually behind. Comparison disempowers us. It drains the energy, passion, and curiosity we could use to fully live the imperfect and beautiful life right in front of us. It steals our chance to honor our values, pursue our priorities, care for ourselves with compassion, and show up for the people and causes that truly matter. If we're not mindful of the subtle ways comparison sneaks into our hearts and into our thoughts about who we are, it keeps us from saying yes to life. It traps us in survival mode, never truly thriving. There's something called downward comparison, the idea that, in theory, it could make us feel better about ourselves. But in practice, what I see most often is that comparison is fueled by a deep sense of unworthiness. It amplifies the inner voice that says we're not good enough. More often than we'd like to admit, it brings us down. And while for some this may show up as a general dissatisfaction with life, for others it can be deeply destructive. It can lead to self-hatred, hopelessness, and in extreme cases, even contribute to suicidal thoughts. Pay attention to the signs. Low self-esteem. Procrastination. Fear of taking risks. People-pleasing. A relentless inner critic. Difficulty resting. Body shame. Social anxiety. Obsessing over what's missing in your life. All of these can have roots in comparison. Comparison can keep you endlessly scrolling instead of spending a few minutes on your own creative work. It can stop you from speaking up at work, from putting your ideas out into the world, or even from painting just for joy, because surely everyone else is more talented, wiser, more capable than you. It can keep you unhappy in your own life simply because you're focused on what everyone else is doing. You can miss the beauty of each day because you're too busy thinking about what others have, and what you don't. In life, few things transform us as deeply as hitting rock bottom. At some point in your journey, this planet is going to throw extremely difficult circumstances your way. You'll find yourself in the deepest trenches, not knowing how you're going to climb out, or when you'll see daylight again. There's nothing glamorous about it. Rock bottom often comes with depression. And when you're depressed, every attempt to take action feels like pushing against a massive wall of resistance, especially if it's your first time experiencing it. Everything becomes hard. Every moment of every day can feel like an absolute nightmare. But here's the truth you need to hear. You don't have to stay in the trenches forever. You always have a choice in how you respond. You can focus on what you can change, or what you can't. On what you're grateful for, or what's missing. On what you can build, or what you've lost. The worst decision would be deciding to stay there permanently. But don't worry, no one stays in a dark hole forever. Believe me. It took me time to piece this together, but I found 6 lessons that help me every time I hit rock bottom. Maybe they'll help you too. First, rock bottom reveals just how far off course you were. Your choices simply weren't sustainable. It's in that moment of desperation that your anger and frustration grow strong enough for you to declare, once and for all, that you will never again tolerate that level of mediocrity, from yourself or from others. Second, all your dysfunctions are finally exposed. If you never hit bottom, those patterns stay hidden, operating under the radar of denial. And inevitably, they grow into bigger dysfunctions, setting you up for an even harder fall later. Until the bubble bursts, you convince yourself everything is fine, but your life was built on a shaky foundation. Third, you begin questioning everything you thought you knew. Your motives. Other people's intentions. Your beliefs. Your fears. Why you did certain things. Why you didn't do others. Why you attracted certain people and circumstances. Why you succeeded. Why you failed. The very fabric of your life gets turned inside out and examined in raw detail. And from that place, you rebuild. From zero, with a new perspective rooted in hard-earned clarity. Fourth, you realize you weren't where you thought you were. Your ego was running the show, feeding grand ideas about what you could accomplish, without the necessary foundation to sustain those achievements. When you reach this awareness, the ego's grip begins to loosen. You learn to trust life more. You start living in the present moment more often. And as you surrender to your higher self, you align with your true purpose. That alignment is freeing. Fifth, you gain humility. You realize life isn't black and white. You don't know everything. In fact, you know very little. And instead of acting like a judge, you choose to become a student of life. Sixth, you gain compassion. You understand what it feels like to sit at the bottom, in despair, shame, guilt, and fear. It's impossible to come back from that experience without developing deep empathy for the human condition. Pain will make you move. It's uncomfortable. It feels foreign to the body. Most people run from it. But pain may be the exact motivation you've always needed to make the necessary changes. So don't ignore it. Use your pain to ignite your inner strength. You can do anything if you want it badly enough. Instead of feeling sorry for yourself, take everything weighing you down and turn it into motivation. Feel the pain, but use it as fuel to push yourself upward. Rock bottom also gives you a rare gift. The opportunity to start over without the weight of expectations, yours or anyone else's. Think of it as the perfect moment to release negative influences and build something new. You can create a new vision for your life. Find a new support system. Establish new beliefs, values, and principles. Adopt a new work ethic, if you choose. Resetting every now and then is healthy. So do it every time you hit bottom. Use the fall to build a stronger foundation for your future. The realization that you have nothing left to lose should push you to act on all the ideas you've always wanted to bring to life. You're already at the lowest point. You can't go any lower. The only direction left is up. Whatever action you take now might fail, or it might succeed. But you've already failed and hit bottom, so what do you really have to lose? Every failure becomes a lesson. Every win lifts you off the ground. You can't change past mistakes. You can't predict tomorrow. You can only make the most of this moment. So make it count. If this message spoke to you, if you're in the trenches right now or climbing your way out, don't go through it alone. Subscribe to Quiet Improvement for honest conversations about growth, discipline, and rebuilding your life one small step at a time. Leave a comment and tell me, what lesson has rock bottom taught you? And if you know someone who feels like it's too late for them, share this video with them. Because it's not too late. It never is. When demotivation knocks on your door, it's easy to believe the problem is you. But here's a truth that can change everything: lack of motivation is not the root cause of your suffering, it's just a symptom. Like a fever, it signals that something deeper isn't right. And once you understand that, you stop fighting the symptom and start addressing the cause. Often, what's draining your motivation is right in front of you. A cluttered environment. A cramped room. Noise coming from the street. These external distractions have enormous power over your state of mind, even when you try to ignore them. The solution? Create a workspace that is exclusively yours. A place you enter and your brain understands, it's time to work. It doesn't have to be big or sophisticated. It just needs to be functional and free of distractions. Now, let's talk about that massive project that paralyzes you just thinking about it. You know the one. The one that feels too big, too complicated, impossible. When you look at it as a whole, fear steps in and motivation disappears. But what if you broke that giant into tiny pieces? One step at a time. One small task. That's why lists work, they turn the impossible into a sequence of possible actions. Every item you cross off is a small win. And every win refuels your motivation. And please, don't carry the weight alone. There's a quiet and dangerous belief that asking for help is weakness. It's not. Asking for help is intelligence. It's recognizing that you don't have to reinvent the wheel by yourself. Coworkers, friends, family, your community, they exist for moments like this. Sometimes one honest conversation changes everything. Other times, the support needs to be professional. If stress or anxiety is suffocating you, seek out a therapist or a doctor. They're trained to help you navigate exactly this kind of storm, without judgment. Now I want to introduce you to a simple, yet deeply transformative idea, the power of small habits. Imagine this: instead of promising you'll work out for an hour every day, you start with a single push-up. Instead of writing pages in your journal, you write one sentence. It sounds almost silly. Almost too easy. And that's exactly where the magic is. Small habits work because they don't depend on motivation, which is unstable, unpredictable, always coming and going. They work even on your worst day. One push-up is always possible. One sentence is always possible. And when you do that small thing, something shifts inside you. You prove to yourself that you can follow through. You become someone who keeps promises, especially to yourself. That small win builds momentum. Momentum builds confidence. And confidence opens the door to bigger changes. In your brain, every repetition strengthens neural pathways. The behavior starts becoming automatic. You stop being someone who wants to change and become someone who is changing, every single day, quietly. Big goals matter. They inspire us. They challenge us. They give us direction. But small habits are what keep the engine running. While willpower burns out quickly, small habits work behind the scenes, tirelessly, building resilience and opening doors to transformations you may have never imagined possible. So the next time demotivation shows up, you'll know what to do. You'll adjust your environment. Break the problem into pieces. Ask for help if you need it. And you'll plant one tiny habit seed, so small that failure becomes almost impossible. And 6 months from now, one good action per day. That's 180 small victories. That's a different life. Slow. Subtle. Quiet. And absolutely transformative. Have you noticed how, after a certain age, conversations about health start to change? Suddenly, it's no longer about chasing the latest trendy diet or pushing yourself to exhaustion at the gym. It becomes something much simpler, and at the same time, much deeper: balance. When we talk about rebuilding the body, we're not talking about becoming an Olympic athlete or fitting into clothes you wore 10 years ago. We're talking about having the energy to live your day. The independence to do what you want. A sharp mind that can keep up with your dreams. And all of that depends on 3 pillars working together like a well-oiled machine: exercise, nutrition, and sleep. Think of them as your personal wellness trio. When one is off, the others feel it. When they're in balance, they reinforce each other, and you move through your days with more strength, clarity, and confidence. As we age, our bodies change. Muscles lose strength. Metabolism slows down. Sleep becomes lighter. New concerns appear: arthritis, heart health, diabetes. That's exactly why mastering the basics becomes so important. Moving your body, eating well, and getting quality rest aren't luxuries, they're necessities. And when you get these 3 right, the benefits ripple outward. Your mood improves. Your energy returns. Your immune system grows stronger. Chronic conditions become easier to manage. Your memory sharpens. And you maintain your independence for much longer. Let's start with movement. And before you think you need to run a marathon or pay for an expensive gym membership, here's the good news. Movement doesn't have to be extreme to be effective. Even gentle exercise works wonders. When you move consistently, your energy levels rise. That mid-afternoon crash becomes less intense. Your muscles grow stronger. Your balance improves, dramatically reducing the risk of falls, which is a real concern for many people. If your joints ache, the right kind of movement can actually loosen them and reduce stiffness. Your heart benefits. Your blood circulates better. Your brain releases chemicals that create a sense of well-being. And as a bonus, you sleep better. The key is finding something you enjoy. If the gym isn't your thing, that's fine. Dance while cleaning the house. Take a 15-minute walk after dinner. Try gentle yoga, water aerobics, or chair stretches. Use resistance bands, or even soup cans as weights. What matters most is that you move. Ideally every day. And that you combine cardiovascular activity with strength training. And while you move, learn to listen to your body. That inner voice that knows when you need rest. When something doesn't feel right. When a movement is helpful, or harmful. So often, we spend our lives searching for answers outside ourselves, when most of them are already within. The work is learning how to interpret the signals. Meditation, deep breathing, mindfulness, these are tools that sharpen your ability to listen inward. Now let's talk about nutrition. No, this isn't about dieting or cutting entire food groups. It's about giving your body the right fuel to keep functioning well. As we age, we need fewer calories, but more nutrients. It sounds paradoxical, doesn't it? That's why every bite matters. Eating well nourishes your muscles. It helps your body recover from daily wear and tear. It regulates blood sugar and cholesterol. But it doesn't stop there. What you eat directly affects your brain. Nutrient-dense foods improve memory, focus, and mental clarity. They support healthy digestion and strengthen your immune system, making you more resilient against illness. And notice how everything connects. When you move during the day, your body starts craving real food, not processed junk. When you eat well, you have more energy to move. And both movement and proper nutrition prepare the ground for the third piece of the puzzle, sleep. Sleep is when your body rebuilds itself. It's when memory consolidates. When muscles recover. When toxins are cleared from the brain. If you don't sleep well, everything else starts to crumble. And here's the powerful part, regular movement during the day is one of the best remedies for deep, restorative sleep. Physical activity relaxes the body, reduces anxiety, and regulates your circadian rhythm. You fall asleep faster. You sleep more deeply. You wake up more refreshed. Exercise. Nutrition. Sleep. 3 pieces. 1 system. When you balance these areas, life feels different. You're not just existing, you're living with energy, purpose, and vitality. And remember, it doesn't have to be perfect. You don't have to change everything at once. Start with a short walk. Replace 1 soda with water. Turn the lights off 30 minutes earlier. Small, consistent choices build a strong foundation. And on that foundation, you rebuild the body that carries you through this life. Comparison tells you you're behind. Rock bottom tells you you've failed. Demotivation tells you you're not capable. An aging body tells you your best years are gone. But none of those voices are the truth. They're just moments. States. Seasons. The real truth is quieter than all of that. It's the quiet decision to stop comparing. The quiet decision to rise after you fall. The quiet decision to take 1 small step today. The quiet decision to care for your body, even now. No one announces the moment your life begins to turn around. There's no spotlight. No applause. No dramatic music in the background. Just you. Making 1 better choice. Then another. And another. Here's the advice I want you to remember. Don't wait to feel ready. Don't wait to feel confident. Don't wait to feel young again. Start while you're uncertain. Start while you're rebuilding. Start while you're healing. Because growth doesn't belong to the fearless. It belongs to the willing. 6 months from now, you won't be proud of the day you felt motivated. You'll be proud of the day you decided to begin, even when you didn't feel like it. And if no one has told you this lately, it's not too late to change direction. It's not too late to rebuild. It's not too late to become the person you know you can be. It never was. If this message resonated with you, subscribe to Quiet Improvement. This channel isn't about hype. It's about real growth. Slow growth. Honest growth. Leave a comment and tell me, what is one quiet decision you're going to make this week? And if you know someone who feels like they're behind in life, share this video with them. You never know who needs to hear that it's not too late. Thank you for spending these minutes with me. Take a deep breath. And start today.